Good morning, everybody. Today, we are honored to be joined by one of the great rappers, great artists, great producers of our time, Ice Cube, who's needs no introduction, but has been around with NFTs, launching with Trevor Jones, working with Silly Gabe, and now launching a really unique first of its kind revolutionary concept with the big three and utility for team ownership. Ice Cube, how's it going?
What's happening, man? I'm doing good. How you feeling?
Ah, great. Better than ever.
Good,
Thanks for doing this with
good,
us.
good. No
Um,
problem.
so uh, when let's just hop right into it. Briefly, coming into NFTs and working with Trevor Jones, can you give us a little bit of background about how that started? Because what I love about that is you didn't just hop right into like big three NFTs. You started with the getting to know the space, doing a few. And so, can you give us a little background about what brought you into NFTs and why you were curious about it at first?
Well, being somebody who is creative, who had to navigate through the system to be able to get my creativity off, um, to see this new wave, a revolution where artists are, kind of going around the system directly to fans, where you could really pinpoint fans. And so I wanted to know more about, what are NFTs, what is it? So I started to study. I had every graphics dude calling me that I used to work with saying, let's do one, let's do one, let's do one. And I knew, wait, slow down, hold on. You know, and I wanted to work with the best in the space. I think that's how you respect what's going on. You do your homework, you find out who's the best, and then you talk and see if you can collaborate. And lucky I was able to do it with Trevor Jones with the Man versus Machine drop,
Yeah.
and it was a cool thing because he's a dude who is established. He's a great artist, and he wanted to collaborate. So we worked about 10 months, almost a year on that project because I wanted it to have so many layers. I had never done a soundtrack for art piece, and here we was doing soundtracks for four. Um, so it was fun to dimension, so to speak, and so that was great. Then I talked to Silly Gabe. I see you rocking the white Crenshaw behind you, and we wanted to talk about how could we do something dynamic that tells a story, um, but also tells what's happening, what's going to happen in the future, and then doing music to that. So these were my first taste into NFTs, was working with the best. And so, I started to understand the culture a little more. And then we thought of the big three ownership drop.
That's awesome. Yeah, and shout out to Fan Three Ross, King of Midtown. I was actually going to fly out there, and then everything that got messed up as it does. But it's really cool that for me, with the absent, there's so many celebrities that have just come in and kind of taken and not given back. And when I saw that the people that I respected in the community of NFTs respected the hell out of you and knew that you're the real deal. You're here for the right reasons. And clearly, when we get into Big Three and the innovation that you're doing there, it's incredible. But it's so cool that you get to work with Trevor Jones, who is one of the more established artists, and so it's really interesting to just see what a you didn't dabble. You said, all right, let's hop in. But to your point, you were doing this for 10 months before you actually released it. You listened to you talk about this on other spaces, but you guys took your time. You could have rushed it. You could have forced Trevor to rush it, but both of you wanted to get the vision right and be as creative as you could. And so that was really, really awesome for me because a lot of people were just trying to time the market to extract as much capital as they could. So let's get it right. And so that's why I'm really excited to see what you guys are doing with Big Three.
Yeah, I think it's important, to for one to give an artist as much time as they need to, um, create the vision that they see. I couldn't imagine rushing a painter. You're like, damn, really? you know, um, I know when record companies used to try to rush us to hurry up and do stuff, and usually it doesn't come out as good as it does when you could take your time and marinate and let things develop as they should. And so, it's really all about treating the space right. And if the space is flooded with a bunch of trash, then it won't grow like it should. It should be respected um, platform, so to speak. It should be a respected art form, which is what it is. And so, I don't believe in disrespecting anybody's art form, especially when I'm a guest, when I'm just coming in. I want to make sure, I did it with acting and producing movies, and now we're doing it with the NFT space. So to come up with new innovative ways to deliver is, where my brain started to go. So that's how we came up with the big three: ownership, NFT.
That's awesome. And so let's transition and talk about the big three. I think it's really interesting that you're taking a lot of different perspectives. And when we were chatting on Spaces, everyone's excited about the first utility, and we've seen flaws with NFTs for a long time. And I want to get to that, but you're also taking so many firsts in terms of how you set this up. So can you give us just briefly a little background of the big three, and then talk about why it was important to have female coaches, black commissioner, CBD, all of that stuff, which is revolutionary on its own before we even get into what you guys are doing with the decentralization.
Big Three is a league that we started in 2017, but once again we thought about it in 2015, and me and the co-founder Jeff Quantnitz, who's also been my partner for about 25 years or more. Um, we both, started to we argued in 2016 about rules and the structure of the league and what the league is going to be about. And we took a year doing that, and then we just came out and said, look, this league, we're gonna find the best people, and we're gonna put them in a position to win. So when it comes to being diverse, with Amy Trash as our board chairman of the board. She is very influential in the league because she comes from the Raiders, spent 17 years over there, so she knows what needs to be done when it comes to athletes, professional sports, compliance with different states and different insurance, and all that stuff that most people don't really even think about. She's a master at it. And we were lucky that Clyde Drexler saw that this league had amazing potential. So him becoming our commissioner gave us instant credibility in a lot of areas. um, and that's just the philosophy of the everybody that work in the group, or in the league. We have a diverse group, and we all, you know, opinions get heard. And so, um, you know, I was proud when we, got Nancy Lieberman to take the job as head coach of Power. That was a proud moment. She asked me, was it a gimmick? And why did I want her to be a coach? And I told her straight up, I think she can win. It's not a gimmick. I think she can win, and she ended up winning ship that year. So, it's great because it just confirms what our philosophy is. Find the best people for the job, give them the job, set them up to be successful. So the league is professional 3-on-3. We started off with 8 teams. We expanded to 12. We hope to expand hopefully next year to 16, maybe even more. It depends on our off season and how we look at growing the league. So look, it hasn't been easy, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of leagues that come and go. I think the UFC is the only league to survive in the last 20 years, other than the big three. Everything else has kind of come and go. So, we got our work cut out for us because we're in an underdog position, with sponsors and with partners and this, that, and the other. But we're growing fast, and the popularity of the league has exploded in these 5 years. We had to shut down for 2020 for COVID. The whole world shut down, but we came back strong last year, and the league is just blowing up.
I love it, and it's so it's unique. It's everyone makes the analogies of it's basketball, and basketball is one of the most exciting sports. But it's really interesting when you look at just the differences of this, the Fireball 3 and everything that's going on, and how it can help extend certain players' careers. It's a new interpretation. The way you play the game is much different than the way you'd be playing it if it was the traditional 5-on-5, and so it lets it's really interesting to me because the pace and everything else let it really develop into a lot of unique things, and so you guys are just trying out new stuff, making sure that like UFC, the product is exciting, making sure you have your core values, and so when you come up with the idea to say, all right, we're going to say NFTs offer utility, and say, all right, let's test this out. Let's test out the blockchain. Let's test out the smart contracts. Your business partner, Jeff, graduated first in his class from Harvard. He's got experience in the entertainment industry. So the reason I bring those up is when you think about the legality and some of the things people are considering around NFTs, there's probably not a better mind to understand the legal side before you guys go down this path. But essentially what you're doing today is you're offering fractional ownership in a sense of the word of some of these teams, and part of that comes with access, some of that comes possibly with revenue sharing and all of that. So how did you come up with the idea to take the excitement around where NFTs are and be possibly the first company to offer real awesome utility that's not a private access to a Discord or private access to a website?
Well, we, for one, as a league, we have been first doing a lot of things. Like you said, first league with a black commissioner, first league with female head coaches to win championships, first league to allow CBD use, first league to embrace mental uh, health and not shun mental health. Um, and so being the first to offer real utilities um, to our owners, and just having this technology to be able to make fans owners with the blockchain is just an incredible point in time. It's just we just hit a sweet spot because unique league that's exciting. If you compare what you see with our league to what they're doing with FIBA, it's night and day. We're pro, that's amateur, and so we think we want to be the first into the future. You know, uh, we envision the league growing one day, and we selling off teams here and there to fat cats, and and now with the NFT blockchain, we don't have to do that. Now we can actually, get with fans who are hoops fans who want to have voting rights, who want to have access to the league, to the team, and who are directly involved in the success of the team. We're giving way more than you would get if you was a minority owner in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing where it's cool to be able to offer this to, regular everyday fans, and not just into, rich dudes who may love basketball or may not. You never know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
We know people love basketball.
yeah, for me, it's. I would have never thought I'd even have the possibility to participate. Like this access had never happened up until the last year to have this, and just when you do think about the democratization, when you do think about the things that happen because it's the blockchain, because it's the access, you guys are really. And then people can form DAOs, right? Five friends could come together and they could buy one NFT where they couldn't the fractionalization can then occur within that. And when you think about the scale and everything that y'all are providing, I think it's really unique, and the excitement around it. I heard that yesterday Snoop got excited about it. You got a lot of people that are looking forward to this.
Without a doubt, it's a great time. And as a league, this is also, and to get fans who are hyper focused on the success of the league. Our teams, cities, so you won't see the Los Angeles Ball Hogs or the Chicago Trilogy. We're just connected to fans of the teams. So, we didn't want you to be stuck with a team. We wanted you to pick the team you like and to be, a hyper fan of that team. So, we thought about the future when it comes to the structure of the league. And now it's, like I said, with the blockchain technology, now you can really, hyper focus on your fan group, and then they will do things to blow the league up. And, I mean, with some art tiers, you can even take the IP and create things off of that, and get paid off of that. So it's things that we're doing that the other leagues will probably never do. And it's cool to be in a position with a young league. This is our fifth season, to be able to grow with our fans in this way.
I love it, and I think when you think about the biggest challenges that a lot of the legacy institutions are suffering from right now is distrust, manipulation, like all these things. But the other cool thing is as we become more digital, as people are spending more and more time, the comfort level with people with NFTs and digital ownership. If I buy some Nikes or some Yeezys and I take pictures of them, I don't own it, right? They can send the DMCA. If you got your ape or your other NFTs, you can do that. Some of this is available here, but then you also think about people who start, if they're going to invest here, they're going to maybe make a place in the metaverse that now, hey, we're going to hang out here and we're going to stream these games. And so I think Big Three is uniquely positioned to be, in real life sports events, is starting to bridge that gap. And I'm just so excited to see how y'all are going to find ways to brand, how the athletes start to embrace NFTs and do the sandbox meetups and those types of things. I'm just really, my brain's going nonstop just thinking of all the cool things that you guys have coming up. So this is really exciting. So when does this go on sale? When does the project officially launch, and when does the season start?
Um, this is going to go on sale early May. First week. Um, I don't know if I could drop the date just yet. You know what I'm saying? I gotta talk to my guys. We got some experts on this. I don't want to be too early. And they's like, man, why'd you say that? So first week in May. So get ready. It's a couple weeks away. The season starts June 18th. And we got a combine in Las Vegas in May, May 14th, where you know the captains and co-captains come and see who all show up and how they look, how they playing, and so it's exciting, man. It's right around the corner. We got a lot of interest in the league, a lot of people jumping in what we call the draft pool. And when you're in the draft pool, you can get not only, being in the draft pool is great because even if you don't get drafted, if somebody gets hurt, they come back to the pool and they pluck players that they want. So even if you're not drafted, you still have a good shot of playing in the big three because, like any sport, injuries will occur. So, yeah, man, we just kind of batten down all the hatches around here and make sure, that we can deliver a great season like we did last year.
Heck yeah. And I mean, with CBS and record viewership, and now the world's opening back up, it's just going to be exciting. And for me, as a massive fan of NFTs and the culture that's being built with this, I've said it a few times now, but for me, this is people are going to look back at the historical moments in NFTs. And when we think about crossing that chasm and NFTs becoming mainstream, improving real utility, I believe that y'all are trailblazers. And I think that what you said is absolutely right. The other sports leagues that are already kind of entrenched in their old ways, they're going to stick to that. And eventually, once the viewership starts falling off, then they might take notice, but they're not going to change. And so I think you'll will also be an inspiration for uh, fast growth leagues. I see, gaming leagues are probably already reaching out to you to figure out how you guys are structuring things. And I think that the foundation, the risk to take this leap to provide this, but understand that this is what the market demands, and to be able to go out and be first. I think this is going to be a historic moment that moving on, a lot of people are going to be standing on the shoulders of giants with the next iteration. So, thank you so much for this. It's going to be awesome to watch.
I appreciate it. We love to be in this position. This is right where I want to be because we want the interaction. We want to be able to make sure that the owners are happy, and it's really ultimately about the fans of the big three. That's how we're going to grow this league is to show people how great this sport is, and this is one step in doing that. And I'm glad that, you know, people that are hyper fans of the big three can can help us in this journey to blow this league up worldwide.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Uh, Cube, thank you so much. I said it before. I was a big fan for a long time. Still a big fan. I love that I was able to get the Silly Gabe piece. We got number one for the NFT Culture team, and just really looking forward to watching the season and you know seeing this growth and what you guys are going to continue to do with it. Thank you so much.
Anytime, man. Anytime you want to chop it up, just let me know, man, and we'll chop it up. We're gonna have to keep people updated on what's popping.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm gonna start having weekly updates on. I'm gonna pick a team. I think the NFT culture team is gonna go in on one of them, and we're gonna pick some favorites. So we'll definitely have to chop it up again.
No problem. Anytime.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.